Okay, so you've seen the different messages that you can have within data validation so far. We've got our input message and then the three output messages, your stop, your warning, and your information. I want to show you another feature within data validation that's helpful when you've got a lot of data that you're trying to sort through. And that's going to be where we get to circle invalid data. So in order to set that criteria, you can see on my reading test, I went ahead with Alyssa and I put in all of her reading scores so that I can have a full class set of scores. I'm going to go over here to the total points correct. I'm going to highlight that entire column down. And the reason I'm going to highlight the total points instead of the overall score is because if you remember, whenever we go into our validation criteria, you can allow whole numbers, decimals, list, date, time, text, and length, but there's nowhere in here for you to validate percentages. So I'm going to have to look at my total points correct. So I'm going to stick with whole number. What I want to identify is any student that's scoring less than 50% or 10 questions correct on their test. So my whole number that I'm going to allow is going to be anything greater than 10. And if there's 20 points possible on this test, 10 is going to be my 50% mark. So that's why I'm putting that as my minimum number. I'm going to allow whole number greater than the number 10. I'm not worried about my input message or the error alert. I'm just setting what criteria I want Excel to look for now. So I'm going to say OK. And now I don't have to be in the column or anything like that. Anywhere I'm at, I can come back up here and instead of clicking on the icon, click on the down arrow right next to it and tell it to circle invalid data. And when I do that, now I can at a quick glance look and see, okay, I have 3 students who are scoring less than 50% on their test. So, like I said, it's just a nice feature to have when you've got a lot of information you're trying to decipher or that you want to show someone else. You can have it circle this so that when someone else opens the spreadsheet, it jumps right out at them. So, if you don't want the validation circles, you want to come right back up here to your down arrow, click that, tell it to clear the validation circle, and it takes them away. So that is the validation circles within data validation.